Hi everyone, it's Jess with Kinder Stampo, and today I'm going to show you how to make a really cute and quick Halloween treat bag for your kids. I know you've noticed that there's been a lot of Halloween decorations out there that are in orange and blacks and greens, but today I'm going to be a little non-traditional and use some pinks and purples. So let's get started. Let me show you the products that I used, and then I'll show you how I put it together. Today I'm going to be featuring the Peachy Stamps Lisa Jean Halloween stamp set. It's one of the new releases by Peachy, and it is so fun. As you can see, it was colored in green and orange and purple, but I'm going to be using pinks and purples because my daughter's really sassy, and I just thought that color would be fun to do. So I'm featuring this. I'll also be using my EK Success 1-inch circle punch, my Sizzix ornate frame back, my Helmar tape runner, my Helmar acid-free glue, and my Helmar 450 quick dry adhesive. So those are the main items that I'll be using. To get started, I used my Cricut and used the Plantain School Box cartridge and cut this paper sack at 6 3/4. So I cut this out. I went ahead and I scored it ahead of time, so you can see that this is pretty much what it's going to look like, but I wanted to go ahead and assemble it first before I closed it. So let's do that. The next thing I did was I cut out one of these ornate pieces from the Sizzix ornate frame back die cut, and I think this is a really cool die. I use it all the time, so works really well. And then what I did was I didn't want to use Halloween paper. What I decided was that I was going to use one of the sentiments from this stamp set, and this is the Peachy Little Jeans Halloween set. And I used this stamp that says warm witchy wishes. Too cute. And all I did was I took a clear block and put it on here, and then took my Memento ink just lightly pressed into the ink pad. Peachy stamps are really detailed, so you don't have to do very much work. And then just randomly stamped it on this background. So you don't need to put it perfectly in the center all the time, because you want it to kind of be offset. So can you see how I started with the whole stamp, and then I'm kind of putting either the last words first or the first words last, just so that it doesn't have one consistent pattern. And this goes really quick, and I'll finish it off so you can see. And I just think this is a really fun technique to use. A lot of times we don't have pattern papers available to use for some of our projects. I know I personally have so many clear stamps out there that I haven't really used as frequently, so using the sentiments to create a background works really well. There we go. So that's what it looks like now. Really cute. I'll just turn this around. Then I just took my paper bag layout, and I used my Helmar tape runner, and all I did was just put a little bit of glue on it. Remember, this is for kids, so it may be very disposable, so you don't have to go overly crazy with it. And just placed it there. The next thing I did was I colored in Lisa Jean with some pretty cute colors, and these are pinks and purples, and I just made her stockings just white and black. She looks really sassy, and her hair just golden locks. and I added a little bit of stitching on her dress and on the band around her hat. So she's super cute. I propped her up with some of these fun black Helmar zap dots. I don't know if you guys have used them before, but I love them because they offer them in black, and I really like that you don't see them when you place them down. So let's just put her down. So I just put her feet so that they touch the bottom edge of the bag. So as you can see, now she's there, right on the corner. And then she has some really cool accessories. The one I chose to use for this one was this really cute broom, and I put a little pink band around her because she's a little cute girl broom. So let's put that on there. And again, I'm just going to use one of these black zap dots. So there goes that. So you can see how it's coming along. The next thing I did was I cut a bunch of these pink and purple circles with my circle punch. Just a regular 1-inch circle punch. And I did some white stitching around it just to add some details. And I'm going to randomly put them scattered around the bag, just so that the background doesn't look so white. And for that I used my Helmar's acid-free glue. I just put a little bit of it. And it doesn't have to be anywhere perfect. Again, it's just, you know, wherever there's a little white space, you can just add it along randomly. And I cut a bunch out because I didn't really know where I was going to put them, but we'll just scatter them along. Okay, so I'll put a few more. And then I'll close it up for you guys so you can kind of see what the final product looks like. Let's just put one more over here. Okay, so there we go. So far we have the background, cute little wedge, and then these fun little circles all around the back. The next thing I did was I took my Helmar tape runner and just ran some along the edge. I know some folks like using sticky tape for this, but again, it's for Halloween, it's for kids, and as much as I would like to think that my kids are going to save this, they probably won't. Uh-oh. There we go. So there goes that, and then on this end, you just need to run it on the back. There we go. Okay. I'm sorry if I keep sniffling. I have a slight cold. Being away in New York for a week and then coming back from my daughter's sweet 16 kind of put me under the weather a little bit, but hopefully I'll be feeling better soon. So there we go. So there goes that. So as you can see, we're almost done. The next thing I did was I took some of this ribbon and I just wrapped it around the sack, and I used my Westcott non-sticky scissors. These are really great. I just cut that. So here we go. And I didn't do a bow, all I did was I tied a knot. Just made it really simple. So there we go. And let's just fix it off a little bit. And I put it opposite of the wedge because I don't want the bow to be over the wedge. So, and then I just moved it up a little bit. So you see how that looks so far. And then just kind of trim the corners. If you like, you can burn the corners with a lighter so that it doesn't fray. I'm not sure where my lighter is now, so I'm not going to do that. There goes that. And then, I know you guys have seen me do these too. I make my own little dots. So I'm just going to put a few of them on here using my Helmar 450 glue. And then we'll just put a little bit of glue there. And just in 3 random places. And I just used some silver ones. My witch is she's really bright, so I like the color of the silver ones on here. And then I'll put one right in the center of the ribbon as well, just to finish it off. So there it goes. There we go. Okay. So far, this is what we have. And then I went to Michael's and just went to the chocolate section, got some of these little white clear sacks that you use to make chocolate lollipops, and I put a couple of nerds in the coordinating colors, and I just kind of just put it in here. So now it's the candy is inside the sack, and it's kind of protected by the plastic, and that's pretty much what it looks like. So it's a really cute, fun paper sack that you can do as a Halloween treat. And it doesn't take very much, and you can use any of your existing products with it, because you don't have to use any of the machines for most of the cutouts. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you guys have a happy Halloween. Bye!